Welcome once again to the spring commencement of Clarkson University. Gene Spence, class of 1979 and chair of the Clarkson Board of Trustees, will now open our commencement ceremony. Please be seated.
The 2018 Spring Commencement Ceremony and Convocation of Clarkson University is herewith in session. Will the Marshal please come forward and vest the President? Please rise for the invocation by Reverend Casper Green of the Norwood United Church. Then, please remain standing to join the Golden Notes in singing the national anthem, accompanied by the Potsdam Brass Quintet. Reverend Casper Green.
Let us pray. O thou, creator of time and eternity, on this day of recognition and celebration, we give thanks for all those who have made this moment possible, our families, our advisors, our friends, our teachers. We are grateful for our country, for the open doors of learning, and for the privilege to be part of the ongoing story of the human family. On the threshold of the future, as we prepare to go our separate ways, help us always to remember the lessons and benefits we have received here at Clarkson. Grant us constantly a sense of our responsibility to work for the good of the age in which we live, remembering to leave room and gifts for the generations that will follow us. Safeguard in us all that is free and brave and noble, that we may go forth to live in joyful service and in peace. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. I now ask that Renata Spinoza come forward to offer remarks. Please join me in congratulating Renata Spinoza, the senior class president for the class of 2018. Today, Renata is graduating from the Civil and Environmental Engineering program in the Coulter School of Engineering. In addition to serving as class president this year, Renata also served as the president of the Society of Women Engineers, the Vice President of Phalanx, and the Vice President of Tau Chi Alpha, the Environmental Engineering Honor Society. She was also a Nightline Manager and a Senior Class Gift Officer. After successful internships at National Grid and Brown and Caldwell, Renata will be going to work full-time for AECOM. Congratulations, Renata. Please come forward.
Thank you, Chair Spence. Faculty and staff, graduates, friends, and families, I'm extremely honored to be here today as your Class of 2018 President. About a year ago, someone asked me if I would be taking a public speaking class to prepare for this. I said, of course, no, I'd rather take global climate change. I'm sure it'll be fine. While I don't know if global climate change will come in handy here, I do know that public speaking would have, so I ask that you bear with me. Let me start by congratulating all of you. Just to be here today is an amazing accomplishment. 4 years ago, we started this unbelievable journey here at Clarkson. We've had great successes and great failures, but to be here today represents that you never gave up and you kept grinding away at your Clarkson degree. Let me tell you, by looking at your faces today, it was absolutely worth it. However, let's remember that none of us got here alone. Freshman year, first semester, I took Chemistry 1 like most of you. This is the first of many chemistry courses here at Clarkson that you take as an engineer. I thought to myself, okay, I can definitely handle this. I handled high school, so how much harder could it be? After that exam, I went in totally confidently. But after that exam, I ended up calling my parents to tell them that I should definitely transfer home, and Clarkson wasn't for me. The point is, they supported me when I could not support myself and reminded me of all that I could do here and all that I could learn here at Clarkson. Everyone has people like this in their life. Whether it's a parent, grandparent, professor, take some time today to thank them and let them know just how much they mean to you. I would be remiss if I didn't take just a moment to thank my wonderful family sitting in the stands today. Your unconditional love and support has meant more to me these past 4 years than ever. No words can describe how much I appreciate all that you've done to get me here today. May my life reflect yours, not only in my accomplishments, but also in my character. For it is all of you that have shown me that the day is not won by your specific accomplishments, but instead by the quality of your character. As amazing as my parents are, and I'm sure all of your support networks are, there's another group of people that we would not be here today without. These are the students sitting on your left and on your right, waiting to walk across the stage side by side next to you. These are the people that brought you back home at 3 a.m. when you needed to stop studying. These are the people that went and got ice cream with you for lunch and maybe also for dinner. They always had your back, and somehow, someway, they were always there when no one else was. People have asked me, what was your favorite memory of Clarkson? I somehow always come up with the same memory, sitting in my Woodstock Village apartment with some of the most genuine people I've ever met, maybe watching the Food Network or doing some homework. The people we've met here will likely be family to us forever. And for that, we owe Clarkson an extreme amount of gratitude. I'm sure you've met some people that you didn't quite get along with, and to that I say, thank them. They taught you more than you know about conflict and other important workplace and life skills. But to the people sitting probably right near you that have touched your life in so many important ways, be sure to especially thank them. Thank them for continuing to support you in your successes and your hardships and saving you even when you did not think you were worth saving. We often talk about this Clarkson family, but what does this truly mean? I think after 4 years, I might have finally figured it out. It can mean many things, but I'll give you a few examples. It's showing up to work and someone recognizing your Clarkson shirt and freaking out with excitement. It's an alumni of one of your organizations asking you to contact them if you're looking for a job. In layman's terms, it's the older kids looking out for the little guy. We see it time and time again. Why do so many alumni come back to Clarkson for the career fairs? It's because they are in our Clarkson family. Our alumni continue to look after students and assist in any way they can. Yes, they have done their time here, but they continue to come back and help us. So don't let this be the last time you come to Clarkson, the last time you chant, "Let's go Tech," the last time you think, "I wonder what's going on in good old snowy Potsdam." Stay active in Clarkson's future, and let's continue to raise up future Clarkson classes as the class of 2018. This class is one that I am immensely proud to be a part of, and I look forward to seeing all the ways that we can continue to make Clarkson's future better, even when we're gone. Well, how do you wrap up a speech to some of the most amazing, brilliant, and talented people you've ever met? The answer is simple. You don't. I'll leave this speech open-ended. This speech is to be finished by all of our legacies. Our world isn't crashing down and coming to a sad end today. It's just beginning. The class of 2018 is not gone into the history books. We are just getting started. You spent 4 years here learning and experiencing as much as you could, but now it's time to embrace this work you've put in, and yes, you guessed it, work even harder. So go off today, do what you love, change people's lives, work even harder to build the coolest bridges you've ever seen or design a drug to cure ALS. Because do something amazing. At the end of the day, why not you? Why not us? Go, make your mark, be proud, because today you're a Clarkson graduate, which is something you've never had the chance to be before. It has been an absolute honor working with so many of you and learning from so many of you and teaching me how to be a Clarkson Golden Knight. Thank you again, congratulations, and for one final time, let's go Tech.
Well, good afternoon. Tony Collins, the president here at Clarkson. So good afternoon to, well, thank you, Ren, by the way. Good afternoon, graduates, parents, families, friends, trustees, faculty members, and honored guests. On behalf of the university, I extend a warm, and thank goodness it finally turned warm, Clarkson welcome to everyone. At this commencement, we have graduates representing 15 nations, as well as 30 states of the Union. A special welcome to those families and friends who have traveled to our campus to celebrate with us from distant states and nations. It's not always easy to get here these days, so if you're here, we really appreciate you making the trip. So my goal over the next few minutes is to share some of your stories, more or less anonymously, to shine a light on your successes. So I know since I saw many of you on Wednesday evening, you may not have lost your focus a little, but you are about to be Clarkson graduates, so please stay with me, and if you're identified, you'll be asked to stand. So please rise and remain standing if you are identified in one of these groups. The first one is a kind of a long story, so hang in there. If you participated about a year ago in the Global Business Program trip to Croatia with Professor Boris last year. Now, who went on that trip? I know some of you are out there, to Croatia. Well, we've got a couple down there. Okay. Now, this story recounts Clarkson ingenuity and determination. During the trip, the bus broke down in a remote area, and the temperature outside was extremely hot. Stay standing. You got to stay. Come on. I know it's the end of a long 3 or 4 days. Stand up, yeah. Furthermore, the Croatian bus driver could not speak English, and he refused to call the equivalent of our AAA as he was fearful of being reprimanded by his manager. So these Clarkson problem solvers decided to step into action. They opened up the hood, fiddled around a bit, found the problem, fixed it, and were back on the road again in no time. All while the bus driver just watched. Who was it? There he goes. Now, keep standing. This will be it won't be a real long process, but stand anyway. So, now, this endeavor might be linked to the success of our women's hockey team, because apparently 2 members of the team, Caitlin Fournier and Savannah Harmon, were on the trip. And that was just another opportunity for them to bond and contemplate winning national championships. Will the other seniors from our back-to-back women's hockey national championship team please rise and be recognized? The other members of the women's team. Now, also on that team, that day, on that bus group, on that day was Madison Shea, captain of the women's basketball team. Maddie, where are you? Okay, give us a wave. Yep, okay. So it just so happens, being captain of the basketball team, she also is graduating from the E&M program with a GPA of 4.0. There's one other member of the women's team graduating. Devon, are you ready? Devon Sorrell from the women's basketball team. Please stand. She is Clarkson's new women's three-point all-time leading scorer. We're going to miss that shot. Anyway, if you're a member of the men's hockey team that had the second longest winning streak in the history of the program, please stand. We've been tremendously successful on the research front. If you participated in a SHORE, Symposium on Undergraduate Research Experience conference, or RAPS, Research and Project Showcase, please stand. Anyone that participated. Now listen to this carefully. We're going to have to find this guy. He is the pie guy. If you can recall 1,012 decimal places of pi, please stand and wave at us. There he is. Each year, our students put on the Clarkson's Got Talent show. We not only have wonderful musicians, singers, and dancers compete for prizes, but we have Warren Robinson, otherwise known as the Pie Guy. Warren entertains while reciting pi and is now ranked 140th in the world. And when he crosses the stage today, he will attempt to recall 1,013 decimal places. I am just joking. If you received a Goldwater Scholarship, the highest award for undergraduate research, please stand. You may already be standing. Wave if you've got a Goldwater Scholarship, the highest recognition for undergraduate research. There's one. Got a wave? If you are part of the Army ROTC battalion that placed in a Ranger Challenge over the years, this last year we've had in our minds, we won the competition. I'll just say that. So if you're a Ranger Challenge competitors, please stand and be recognized. And let me note that this year's team includes Haley Elliott, who will be the first female Army officer to serve as an armor, as in driving tanks officer, in the United States Army. If you're on the team that won the first place in the American Institute of Chemical Engineers 2018 Chem-E-Car competition, please stand. Getting hard to... There we go. If you're part of the women's Nordic team that won third place at the USCA Nationals and had a team GPA of 3.818, please stand and be recognized. If you are part of the men's alpine skiers who took first place in the giant slalom at the USCSA Nationals, please stand and give us a wave. There we go. If you're on the design, build, and fly team who just won the AII National Championship in Wichita, competing internationally with over 90 teams, the winners, the first place getters, please stand if you're on the design, build, and fly team. If you are a member of the Golden Notes who bring singing to our campus, a member of our newly formed equestrian club, yep, a member of the men's cross-country team that won the pep rally competition, a member of the dance ensemble or goalies who will entertain us at many events, all of you please stand. If you have been to a Livy League playoff in any sport in the past 4 years, please stand. If you're a member of the pep band that brings spirit to the campus, supports our men's and women's hockey teams, and became the toast of Ireland and they want to return. That's what they want to go back again. Yeah, right. Pep band members. Now, I could keep going and ask if you have been on at least one internship, have taken an undergraduate research appointment, or been part of many activities that add value to our campus, but that list is long and there is still much left in this ceremony. So I'll ask all of you graduates to stand and join these previously called on to be recognized, not only for your academics, but everything else. You get the picture. Congratulations. Thank you, and please be seated. Now, I do have a very special moment here. So as I end these comments, there is one last story to tell. Today, Clarkson is privileged to graduate Christopher Diaz. Christopher's family is back there. And they are happy for the following reason. So Christopher and his family and fiancée Amber Townsend, please stand and be recognized. Christopher and his family, yeah. And Christopher, where are you, Christopher? There's Christopher, okay. A decade ago, Christopher served in Iraq and endured a serious chest wound. As he was nearing his exams this past fall, he began to exhibit symptoms resembling a heart attack. Fortunately, Amber, his fiancée, is a nurse and insisted he go to the hospital. Following rapid testing and accurate diagnosis, at our local hospital, he was diagnosed with a ruptured aorta. Christopher was airlifted to Upstate Medical in Syracuse and operated on immediately. His ruptured aorta was a result of his previous injury in Iraq, and he has accomplished a complete recovery against a 1% survival chance. So we might let Christopher express his thanks and gratitude to Clarkson. Amber recounts the only time she's ever seen Christopher cry, and this is a true story, was when, the timing was a week before exams, and he was worried that he wouldn't be able to take his final exams. That's a true story. So not only Christopher, if you would re-stand, please, I would like to take this moment to recognize all of those who have served our nation. Would all veterans please rise and accept our applause? All veterans. So Christopher's mother, please stand. And Christopher, is there a grandmother out there? There's a grandmother, yeah. So we happen to notice what tomorrow is, and we hope that we've given you a great Mother's Day present. Would all mothers and grandmothers please rise? Let's congratulate and thank them. I'd also like to recognize those that helped Christopher, our first responders, many of whom are in the building today, as well as the Canton-Potsdam hospital staff. If you're a first responder or a staff person at the hospital, please rise, all our first responders and Clarkson folks. Thank you for letting me share some of your stories and allowing us to recognize and applaud you for what you've done and what you will accomplish in your lives and for what people have done to help serve this nation and our university in the past. This university was founded as a memorial to the humanitarian businessman Thomas S. Clarkson. When he died, a saddened neighbor wrote in his diary, "Everybody's best friend is gone." The neighbor wrote that all people should, and I quote, "endeavor to do as Mr. Clarkson has done, not live entirely for ourselves, but to try and help others." I conclude with a challenge, a charge to each of the graduates as you depart today. You have earned a degree that will open doors for you. Use it also to open doors for others. You have gained powerful skills. Use your power wisely and with compassion for humankind. The humanitarian spirit of Thomas S. Clarkson places an invisible stamp on every Clarkson diploma. Let the humanitarian spirit that created Clarkson guide and energize your life beyond this campus and this day. May you defy convention, for you are the hope of the future, and let's go Tech. Thank you. And now we will continue with special honors and awards. The first students we wish to recognize today are the graduates in the University Honors Program. In the Honors Program, will the members of the University Honors Program please rise to receive recognition and remain standing? Honors Program graduates, thank you. The Commencement program lists the names of members of the graduating class whose academic records justify singling them out for distinction or great distinction. Will the graduates who have received great distinction please rise for recognition and remain standing? Great distinction. Now will those who earned distinction please rise so we can recognize all of you. Thank you, and please be seated. I'd also like to acknowledge the graduates who were commissioned as officers in the United States Army and Air Force during ROTC commissioning exercises yesterday. Clarkson's ROTC service has consistently ranked among the nation's very best. We are extremely proud of the courage and sacrifice of our graduates who have made these military commitments in service to our country. Will our ROTC graduates please rise for special recognition? ROTC. Thank you. Please be seated. Two members of the class of 2018 are now to receive further recognition. The highest awards from the university faculty for scholarship and the promise of outstanding professional achievement. More than 100 years ago, Elizabeth, Frederica, and Lavinia Clarkson founded this school as a memorial to their brother Thomas S. Clarkson. The sisters created two awards to be given to the two most outstanding graduates in the school. One is named after Thomas Clarkson's brother Lavinus. The other is named for one of his sisters, Frederica. Today, we proudly continue the tradition began by these founders as we honor our two highest achieving and most promising graduates in the eyes of our faculty. The student selected to receive the 2018 Frederica Clarkson Award is Chrissy Goveston. Chrissy. Will Chrissy please come forward to receive this award? As a Clarkson School student, Chrissy joined the honors program in her sophomore year. She served as the class of 2018 president. In her junior and senior years, she served As a house advisor to the Clarkson School and Honours first-year grad students, she was a member of the Steel Bridge Speed Team, which placed first at a regional American Society of Civil Engineers conference. She interned with both General Electric Power and Water and Chazen companies, and among other honours and awards, she was a member of both the Tau Beta Pi Engineering and the Pi Kappa Phi Honor Society. She was twice recognized with a Phalanx Commendable Leadership Award, and she spent her Thursday nights volunteering with the local Girl Scout Daisy Troop 50,126. We offer Chrissy, in case you didn't know that one, we offer Chrissy our best wishes as she begins a fellowship for a Master of Science degree in Sustainable Building Systems and interdisciplinary PhD at Northeastern University. Today she is graduating with a civil engineering major concentrating in structural engineering, architectural engineering, and construction engineering management, and a 3.957 GPA. The student selected for the 2018 Levinus Clarkson Award is Graydon Shand. Graydon. As a Clarkson School student, Graydon reached his first exposure to entrepreneurship through a startup business, which took first place in its category at the New York State Business Plan competition. His research with Professor Adams culminated in a publication in the Journal of Small Business Economics. Graydon served as a leader in the Ski and Snowball Club and served community entrepreneurs through the Shipley Center for Innovation. His contributions to Clarkson were recognized this spring with the Phalanx Commendable Service Award. We offer Graydon our best wishes as he enters the Master of Science in Data Analytics program in our David D. Ray School of Business this fall. Today is graduating with an Innovation Entrepreneurship major with minors in philosophy and project management and a GPA of 3.99. It was 1A minus. At Clarkson, our faculty share a passion for both teaching and research excellence. Each year we recognize our faculty with 2 awards. The first for excellence in teaching, the second for excellence in research. It gives me great pleasure to announce that the 2018 Distinguished Teaching Award has been awarded to Dr. Kathleen Kavanagh, Professor of Mathematics, Associate Director of the STEM Education. Kathleen. The John W. Graham Jr. Faculty Research Award is given each year to an untenured faculty member whose work shows great promise, and the award is to be used solely for research purposes. This year's recipient of the John W. Graham Award is Dr. Lisa Legault, Associate Professor of Psychology. Lisa? Clarkson also recognizes upon their retirement professors and academic administrators who have served the university with distinction for a noteworthy period. This year we have 8 such professors emeriti to be honored, representing, get this, 266 years of combined service. That's a lot of years. Would Dr. Thomas Ortmeyer, Dr. Daniel Valentine, Dr. Craig Woodworth, and Dr. Amy Zander please come forward, all of you. Doctors William Dennis Horn, John McLaughlin, Martin Strasberg, and Pooji Yappa could not join us today for their recognition. So Dr. Thomas Ortmeyer has served the Department of Electrical Computer Engineering for 39 years. Keep moving over that way. Dr. Daniel Valentine served the Department of Mechanical and Aeronautical Engineering for 35 years. Dr. Craig Woodworth served the Department of Biology for 18 years. And Dr. Amy Zander served in both the Coulter School of Engineering and the Ray School of Business for 26 years. I would suggest 266 years deserves a standing round of applause. So I'd like to also recognize our staff. Sometimes they're a little unseen. Many of them are helped out with the processional today, and they're throughout the building and on campus, ensuring the success of commencement. They just wanted to have helped ensure that many of them have helped ensure get your students and these students in front of me here today. Whether it's a grounds person, a student life professional, a custodian, staff in every direction. Our admissions staff this year deserves special recognition. So please, if you can take a moment now to thank all of those unrecognized heroes that have helped you get to this point today. So please join me. There is another form of service we wish to recognize today, and that is the work of those who helped inspire the nation's youth. Clarkson University Award for Inspirational Educators was established to honor individuals who have had a lasting influence on the lives of some of today's graduates. Thomas B. Grace, Associate Professor in the Engineering Science Program at SUNY Broome Community College. Tom, stand, thank you. And think of this, he was nominated by none other than Christopher Diaz. Ronald Lutheran, retired mathematics teacher at Casanova High, and was nominated by former student Patrick Karmas. Not here, okay. And Casey Vanderstowe, music teacher, band director at C.W. Baker High School in Baldwinsville, was nominated by former student Gabby Priano. Thank you all for being part of this very special occasion. And now I would like to welcome Katie Campbell, class of 2003, the president of the Clarkson Alumni Association. Katie will now offer her remarks on behalf of the Alumni Association. Katie.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Campbell, class of 2003, and your current Clarkson Alumni President. What an awesome day of celebration, and I couldn't be more excited to be here and be part of your special day. On behalf of the rest of our alumni, I'd like to congratulate everyone in this room who are part of this larger Clarkson community, our family, our friends, our faculty and staff, the trustees, but most of all, you, my fellow alumni. It's crazy to think that I sat here in your same seats a mere 15 years ago. I remember thinking my time at Clarkson had ended and I was ready to begin my next journey. Little did I know that those 4 years were going to be just the beginning, and my appreciation for Clarkson has only grown after my time on campus. The friends I suffered through those long Potsdam winters have turned out to be some of the best friends, cheerleaders, and support system that I have today. And Clarkson may have actually helped me find my first career after graduation, but it was another alumni, one whom I'd never met before, who helped me find my second. The point I want to make here is to remind you that you're part of an alumni community of more than 44,000 people. And I know with over 7 billion people on this planet, that may sound kind of small, but I like to think of it more as elite. Our alumni community includes alums in all 50 states, 5 U.S. territories, and 96 other countries across the world. We have 28 organized local chapters, and last year alone, with the help of our alumni office here on campus, we held 125 regional events, which brought together more than 4,000 attendees. So as you move into this next phase, I urge you to keep in touch and use this network to your advantage. We are here to help. I believe it truly takes a community, and what a community we are part of. Clarkson alumni continue to do incredible things out in the world, and we can't wait to see what you all do next. Congratulations again on your achievement. And for anyone who's in the New York City area, I hope to see you at some future alumni events.
Thank you, Katie. And now we move to the principal business of the day. Yes, I can see you're getting anxious. The first degrees we award, however, are the honorary doctorates. Candidates for these degrees have accomplished deeds in their careers that are most worthy of imitation by today's graduates. After our honorary degrees are awarded, the recipients will share with the graduates a thought for consideration in shaping their futures, your futures. These recipients challenge our graduates to use their Clarkson education experience to see the world through the lives of others and impact something larger than themselves. Our first 2018 honorary degree recipient is Dr. Bruce W. Stillman, escorted by trustee Dr. Bayard Clarkson Sr. Dr. Thomas Lufkin, professor, and Bayard and Virginia Clarkson Endowed Chair of Biology will present Dr. Stillman. So please come forward. Supposed to use the side one, sorry.
For the breakthroughs in furthering the understanding of DNA replication and how errors in this replication are involved in diseases ranging from cancer to rare genetic disorders, and for his discovery of the origin of replication complex, the starting point for the replication of genetic material, we proudly honor Bruce W. Stillman.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Bruce W. Stillman, the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors which appertain thereto.
So, President Collins, Tony, the university trustees, the faculty and students, if I can get my glasses out. I particularly want to thank you for this very special degree, and I want to particularly thank Barney Clarkson, who is a very long-term trustee of this university, but also chairman of the Board of Trustees of Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, where I am president. He and I also co-authored a research paper, which I might add was actually a significant discovery. I've long heard about Clarkson University from Barney, so it is a great pleasure to be here for the first time. And I'm truly honored to receive this recognition and help graduate the students here today. Congratulations to all of the students, their parents, and my fellow honorary degree recipients. From what I've read, Clarkson University students are some of the most sought after and highest paid graduates for employment in the US. I bet you this makes you happy, but I bet you that makes your parents even more happier, and perhaps somewhat relieved. Like your university president, I was born and grew up outside of Melbourne in Australia, where from a young age I dreamed of doing medicine. Also, like your president, I was educated in Australia before moving to the United States. But during that education, I veered slightly off path of my dreams to pursue a career in medical research. Like your president, I've been loyal to one institution, in my case, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory on Long Island in New York, having spent 39 years there. I went there very young. I note that Tony has been at Clarkson for 34 years, so us Aussies from down under have extraordinary staying power. Or is it that once we move to a place across the other side of the world, we stay put? I suspect the truth is that we both recognized the great institution when we saw one and latched onto it. Then, each in our own ways, we have helped to nurture these great institutions. Clarkson University has a great president, and I say this not because he speaks with an accent similar to mine, which is perfect English. As I learned more about this university, in particular this graduating class, I note that in addition to the many talented US students, as you heard before, Clarkson also graduates students who hail from many countries. This diversity makes the university strong and I suspect more interesting for those who attend. It enhances and strengthens America. Students who come to the United States to study bring experiences that expose us to new ideas. On the other hand, visiting students get a taste of the fantastic life America has to offer, including the beauty of upstate New York and, of course, the snow. When they go back home, they take with them an experience that America that can be passed on to their friends and colleagues and share what is great about this country and what it has to offer. What better advertisement for America abroad than these returning students? Some, however, choose to stay, and they add to the diverse fabric of America like so many immigrants before them. We must strive to maintain what America has long done well, recognize talented individuals wherever they may be born. Thank you. When I first traveled to America in 1979, it was initially for a 2-year postdoctoral fellowship at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, and I fully intended to return to Australia. I came to work with Nobel laureate James Watson, who discovered the structure of DNA with Francis Crick, and who, by the way, turned 90 this month. I've spent my career studying how our genetic material is inherited and how it is passed on from one generation to the next, in essence, understanding the chemistry of our inheritance. Early successes and opportunities presented themselves, enticing me to stay for a little while longer. I had no idea that 40 years later I would still be living in America, would be married to a wonderful American, that I would succeed Jim Watson as president of one of the most prestigious biological research institutes in the world, and particularly that I would be honored at Clarkson University this year. But herein lies the message that I want to share with today's graduates. You are about to embark on your own journey. Not a journey from Australia, but a journey from Clarkson University to the rest of your life. You have little idea what lies ahead in the many years to come, despite your best laid plans. But I trust by now you have learned how to maximize your opportunities by seeking out smart people, by keeping your eyes open and your mind attuned to new ideas, by applying your talents and knowledge gained here to all aspects of your life, not just to your work. You are now well equipped to make the most of what comes your way. But most importantly, have a dream, and dream big. You will find that you cannot achieve all that you want, and you will hit road bumps, big and small. But if you set your goals correctly, you will have fun along the journey and most likely achieve great success. I shall be eager to read about all of you and your exploits, the class of 2018. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Our second 2018 honorary degree recipient is Alexandra Cousteau, escorted by trustee Nancy Rader. Dr. Tom Langen, professor and chair of the Department of Biology, will present Alexandra Cousteau.
For her unwavering commitment to the protection and preservation of the world's precious water resources, ensuring healthy ecosystems and productive communities, and for her dedication to promoting environmental education across the globe through inspirational storytelling, we proudly honor Alexandra M. Cousteau.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, Alexandra Cousteau, the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors appertaining thereto.
Thank you, President Collins and the Board of Trustees, my fellow guests, and all of you. What occurs to me as I attend this graduation here is what a different world it is from the one that I graduated in 20 years ago. The world is changing so much faster now than it did before. As Trudeau recently said, the world has never gone as fast and felt as fast as it does now, and it will never be this slow again. Which means one thing: we need all of you to exert your influence on the change that's happening in the world and shape the future. A couple years ago, I was in Vermont producing a documentary about the blue-green algae that is plaguing Lake Champlain. And one of the solutions to addressing that problem is working with dairy farmers. And so we made our way upstream and we were talking with a dairy farmer who had recently taken his operation organic. And we spent the whole day touring around the farm, looking at the cows, understanding the changes that he'd made with subsidies and volunteers and local NGOs. And at the end of this, I asked him how he felt about these changes. And he said, "You know, I've never felt better. I feel terrific because for the first time in my life, my choices are aligned with my beliefs. And it brings me peace. And I feel like I'm leaving something greater than what I received to my children." Well, I was 7 months pregnant at the time, so I went back to Berlin and I had my baby and I didn't really think much of it. And then a few months later, on a completely unrelated project for National Geographic, I was filming a documentary about organic cotton in Madhya Pradesh in India. And that's a region of that country that is very traditional and very poor. And I was talking to a farmer who had recently taken his operation organic. And so I spent the day learning about the changes that he'd made and how his family is healthier and he'd put money aside and life was coming back to his land. And at the end of the day, I asked him how he felt about all this. And he said, "You know, I feel wonderful because for the first time in my life, the choices that I'm making are aligned with my beliefs and I feel at peace, because I'm leaving something greater to my children than what I received." And I think what's profound about that and what it taught me is, or reminded me, is that there is so much more that unites us than what separates us. And that part of every human being that finds peace in that alignment is what gives me great optimism that we can find solutions to some of our greatest challenges. And that point of intersection between beliefs and actions is the point where we find our purpose. And that's what I wish for all of you, is that as you move forward, you find purpose in what you do. And that brings you the sense of peace and accomplishment that how you live your life is in fact aligned with the things that are most important to you. So I leave you with this thought that what you believe will fundamentally change what you do. And what you do will change the world and shape the future, a future that is coming at us incredibly fast. Dire predictions, and I know when you watch the news these days, there's a lot of that, but dire predictions don't make our destiny. Our choices do. So please never doubt that the world relies on you to create the change that we're all looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra. Our third 2018 honorary degree recipient is Dr. Mark Andrew Edwards, escorted by Trustee James Ransom. Dr. Susan Powers, Director of the Institute for Sustainable Environment and the Jean 79 and Robert 79 Spence Professor in Sustainable Environmental Systems, will present Dr. Edwards.
For his dedication in educating the next generation of scientists and environmental engineers and promoting ethical thought and practice, and pursuing science as a public good through work on important but underfunded topics that laid the groundwork for uncovering the Flint, Michigan water crisis and the District of Columbia lead crisis, we proudly honor Mark Andrew Edwards.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon Mark Andrew Edwards the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors appertaining thereto.
Wow, thank you all so much for allowing me to come here today, and really for the huge honor. And I think back on my education, and one of the most important things that you're taught is the importance of building bridges. Literally for the few of you who are engineers, but figuratively for the rest of you in terms of networks and priceless personal relationships. And maybe it will be easier for you than it was for me, because after all, your motto, I see, is to defy convention. And one of the things that I'd wished I'd known when I was a graduate, and in fact I wished I'd known when I was 40 years old, is that living a worthy life, it's as much about the bridges that you should burn as well as the bridges that you build. Because you know, we've all heard the old adage, never ever burn a bridge behind you, but there are times when you should. And I hope you all know at this point in your life that when it comes to your friends, and if they, when and not if they take a wrong turn, you have to be prepared to burn that bridge or else be lost yourself. And when it comes to your future employers and your clients, when they're going to ask you to take an ethical shortcut, when not if, yes, you can acknowledge there is no I in team, but remind them that there is an I in integrity, and be prepared. Be prepared to burn that bridge. And when those groups and those tribes offer you rewards for putting their interests ahead of loyalty to the truth or loyalty to humankind, you really, really have to be ready to burn that bridge. In the work that my team did to help expose the Washington, D.C. and Flint water crisis, I really did have to live a form of hell on earth. I lost a lot of friends. There were times and moments of despair that I almost lost it all. I almost threw it all away. And the thing I learned from all that is really most important is that when it comes to navigating gut-wrenching ethical dilemmas, it is this. Are you listening? It is always darkest before you burn that bridge behind you. That's right. So as long as you're not doing it out of spite, it will always be darkest before you burn that bridge behind you. Because in the end of the day, you can always build another bridge. But if you ever learn to accept malfeasance and corruption, and once you've gone past that personal point of no return, all really will be lost forever. So be ready, you graduates, be ready to defy convention and be ready to burn that bridge when that time comes, and especially when that sacrifice will shine a light on injustice. And I hope someday that you too will be just as proud of the bridges you had to burn as well as the bridges you built. Thank you so much.
Our final 2018 honorary degree recipient is John M. McHugh, escorted by Trustee Dennis Wellis, class of 71. Lieutenant Colonel Michael Athanasakis, Chair and Professor of Military Science, will present John McHugh.
For his lifelong dedication to the citizens of our state and nation as a public servant, for his accomplished leadership of the United States Army and devotion to soldiers and their families through challenging times, and for his commitment as a true advocate for the people of New York, we proudly honor John M. McHugh.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you, John M. McHugh, the degree of Doctor of Science, together with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors appertaining thereto.
Well, first of all, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And to borrow a phrase from Captain Obvious, let me state the obvious. This is a great honor, and I'm deeply humbled by it. And I think that's particularly true because it's bestowed by an institution of higher learning into which, understandably, given my high school grades, I could have never been admitted. So I guess it's only appropriate and fitting that I express my appreciation to the Clarkson community writ large, the administration, particularly my dear friend Tony Collins, the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, students, in other words, everyone who let their generosity and good hearts overcome their better judgment and allow me this honor. But let's get down to the reason we're all here, right? Importantly, let me add my congratulations to the true authors of this celebration, all of you, the graduating class of 2018. Amazing. And never forget that this is a stellar achievement. You spent 4 years, more or less, I'm sure there are a few days off there, but 4 years of hard work, and today it pays off, because no matter the challenges you encounter, no matter the travails of tomorrow, this honor is yours for a lifetime. I would have to tell you, because we're supposed to talk a little bit about our lives, I thought about if I had a motto in my life, what might it be? And I kind of stumbled upon that old-time New York Yankee great pitcher Lefty Gomez, who once said, you know, I'd rather be lucky than good. I've been damn lucky. Lucky in my life to be in the right place at the right time. Lucky to have mentors who are there to help me be better. Lucky to have encountered so many great people that were willing to give me a chance. And much of that luck came out of the class from which I graduated, of the alumni that I got to meet, of the associations that I made during school. You're having that luck right now. And I hope that many, if not all of you, are having the other thing I've been awfully lucky about, and that is to have an amazing family. A mom, a dad, a brother, people who unselfishly gave me their constant love and support, and whatever I may have achieved, I simply couldn't have done it without them behind me. There's someone, and the point here is, in your life just like that. Someone who's fulfilled that role, a friend, a mom, a dad, a sibling, a teacher, fellow student. Someone who was there to push you in times of doubt and who pulled you through in times of challenge. And respectfully, I would suggest maybe you take the time to thank them, because they deserve it as well. My Navy friends have a saying, may you have calm seas and following winds. I wished I could grant you calm seas and following winds, but as all of you know, and you heard a bit about today, the world is roiled by turmoil, by conflict, and that wind that was so long at America's back is shifting. But you should remember, Americans have often faced times of great peril, times of challenge. First, we had a war for independence for ourselves, and then years later for millions of others the world over. We've had economic turmoil, depressions, recessions, downturns. And we hear a lot today about terrorism, weapons of mass destruction, random acts of senseless violence, commercial aircraft into buildings. All of that has been brought together to be the indelible ink that's written your nation's history. But that history also shows that Americans, just like you, just like each and every one of you, have always managed to come together and pull us forward and help us stand tall. Clap for America, that's good. That great man of Renaissance art, Michelangelo, once said, the greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and failing, but in setting our mark too low and achieving. It sounds like a cliche, but truly, if you want to enhance your life and enhance your chances of success in all you do, reach a little bit further than you think you're able. Because I've learned in my life, the true regrets lie not in failing, but in failing to try. And as you look out of the world, all the challenges, the strife, the worries, I bet some of you, if not most of you, have about what do I do next? What's my next job? Always try to keep in mind, life it's an amazing journey. And even in the darkest of dark hours, there's light to be found if you only look for it. Or as Vivian Green has put it pretty darn well, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's learning to dance in the rain. So congratulations. Thank you again for this high honor, and may all of your lives be a beautiful dance.
Thank you, and congratulations to all our honorary degree recipients. Now we will confer the bachelor's degrees. Associate Dean of the Ray School of Business, Luciano Echazu. Associate Professor of Economics and Financial Studies and winner of the 2017 Distinguished Teaching Award, will present the candidates. Vice President for Enrollment and Student Advancement, Brian Grant, and Director of Admissions, Trish Dobbs, will read the candidates' names. Professor Echazu, please present your candidates.
Here it comes. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Professional Studies please rise and remain standing?
Please rise if you're a candidate. It's time.
Mr. President, I am pleased to present on behalf of the faculty the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Professional Studies. The faculty certifies that they have completed all requirements for these degrees, and our recommendation has been confirmed by vote of the Board of Trustees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Professional Studies with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honors which appertain thereto.
Are you ready? Tassels to the left. Please be seated. The first candidates receiving their diplomas will be the student marshals. They will then escort their classmates to the front of the floor podium. We ask that you please hold your applause until all have received their diplomas. Thank you.
Yep, I do. That's the order. Renata Yvonne Spinoza. Krista Nicole Rieger. Camille Kelly. Allison Michelle Sexton. Zachary Thomas Porter. Hunter Quinn Gillette. Riley Thomas Brennan. Brendan Thomas Cataldo. Mackenzie Allison Cohan. Ashley Michaela Beware. Tiffany Catano. Stacy Rose Widero. Caroline Elizabeth Holler. Julia Rose Atwater. Natalie Oliveri. Kay Marie Ritchie. Brian Stephen Billings. Megan C. Olick. Adam Peter Haskin. Daniel Jaremchuk. Allison Helen McMillan. Ryan Richard Mumby. Caitlin Noel Cole. Sonia Ann Gagan. Lindsay Taylor Norfleet. Georgianne Tyrell. Emily Catherine Campbell. Mitchell L. Edson. Monica Ann Metcalf.
Ryan Thomas Carpenter. Olivia Adrian Poppleton. Anthony Joseph Monteleone. Gavin James Hambrose. Nicholas Emmett Foley. Curran Doyle. Haley May Elliott. Madison Ann Collins. Jacob Byram Tomlinson. Jacob Brazel. Elizabeth Margaret O'Gorman. Zachary C. White. Tyler M. Pratt. Joseph M. Kalian. Joseph Darby Coyne. Casey Ann Wells Lombrezo. Lisa Marie Marone. Riley Sage Jenyung. Reagan Christopher Craddock. Austin M. Snide. Zoe Alexis Kendrick. Rachel Michaela Dietz. Chloe Alexander Duncan. Lauren Catherine Paulson. Jocelyn Heather Martin. Shannon Marie Horrigan. Sadie Ann Lincourt. Jazen Wilson Rogers. Tyler Mark Rooney. Daniel Joseph Hecker. Brooklyn Paige Cohen. Michael Andrew Coelho. Nicole Lauren Zano. Mark Christopher Zembinski. Brian Fisher File. Diego S. Lazema. Miguel Angel Martinez. Jonathan Walter Jones. Brian Harkin Kretz. Kevin Michael Kalnin. Connor Z. Maloney. Kayla Nicole Weckesser. Abigail Marie Sullivan. Anthony J. Beers. Christoph Hares Lizins. Taylor Michael Fenoff. Alexandra F. Lodicchio. Dale Jeffrey Kirby. Ryan Patrick Buckley. Caleb N. Lohr. Vidi DeLuke. Savannah Ashley Harmon. Caitlin Michelle Fournier. Shay Nicole Tiley. Amanda Elizabeth Titus. Lauren Barbara Leffler. Elizabeth Catherine McCusker. Devin Nicole Sorrell.
Emma Riley Nagel. Dana Martel Bellardini. Sarah Elizabeth Bornstein. Rachel May Wayna. Andrew Jordan Smith. Madison Irene Shea. Rayanna Lindsay Dunn. Bridget Marie Woolley. Asa X. Frankowski. Gregory Ross Murray. Kian James Cody. Nicholas S. Russo. Matthew Cahill Manahan. Bailey Matthew Hoadley Brown. Connor James Locke. Ryan Thomas Hughes. Sean Patrick Richardson. Alex Joseph Gay. Evan Paul LaPointe. Callahan Dunham Jones. Daniel Quinn Kalina. Douglas M. Bruce. Michael L. Farden. Matthew Lawrence Strank. Milton James Griffin. Benjamin J. Waters. Jacob Elijah Hunt. Robert Matthew Benson. Juliana Marie Bortz. Madeline LaRue Harrison. Victoria Wright. Luke Alexander Scheffel. David Lawrence Sager III. Olivia Celeste Casali. Isabel Jean Dangos. Paul James Boone. Chengyu Choi. Helen Shropshire Palmer. Joelle Elizabeth Kowalka. Melanie Grace Cockrell. McKenna Lee Wood. Courtney Robin Mackey. Christiana Jasmine Raymond. Alyssa Marie Borden. Stephen Sigismund Sapinski. Zachary James Stradier. Eva Roche Montaigne. Alexandra Marie Carey. Kaylee Alexandra Kupiak. Kristen Ann Bailey. Jacqueline Elizabeth Novak. Lily Catherine Norton. Megan Sarah Devine. Kaylee Ann Clavoon. Samuel William Karen. Christopher Keith Stockin. Sagar Shrestha. Giovanna Kaluka. Caitlin N. Briggs. Margaret C. Welly. Matthew Francis Swart. Jonathan Robert Blanchard. Cameron Lucas Bell. Cody J. Doviak. Nathan Miles Starr. Andrea Marie Barron. Ashley Elizabeth Bariska. Casper Alexis Kuda. Jennifer Stephanie Bariska. Charles Logan Landrum. Meredith A. Griffin. Zachary M. Fitzgerald. Eric Charles Hillpot. Kevin Michael Murray. Kristen Lee Bear. Jordina Malika Snipe. Evan F. Steele. Harley Marie Heath. Vincent J. DiCirio. Jacob Emerson Greenfield.
Jesse D. Risotto. John Moody Alvord III. Nicholas R. Thomas. Christopher Joseph Diaz.
I just want to say thank you to Amber Townsend for getting me to the hospital in time, Adam Cheney for being a rock, Ian Spur and Katie Burke for being there for when I was in the hospital. Jesse Rosado was also there too. And I want to thank all of the Clarkson faculty and staff that allowed me to graduate on time, even though I had all of this going on. So you all rock.
Adam Jack Cheney. Andrew T. Sabel. Nicholas I. Hoyt. Brady Thomas Frazier. Jasmine Sykes. Ludin Giuseppe Dominguez. Matthew Francis Tanneberger. Michael Joseph Perano. Charles Daniel Regan. Eric John Songafas. Cassandra Nicole Travers. Jenna Melinda Wilkinson. Kendall Marie Sowa. Benjamin Ross Lannon. Andrew Parks. Aleem Sutar. Paul Anthony Bonney. Gregory Berkowski. Ira Lewis Fisher. Aaron Pula. Michael John Paternostro. Anthony Salvatore Pagliaro. Corey Alexander Rafflab. Ryan P. Cornelison. Ian Burke Weatherby. Richard C. Spinella. Ricky Patel. Tad Allen Kilberry. Nicholas Timothy Luciano. Jordan Devin Smith. Trisha Marie Losa. Gabriella Elizabeth Ciccolini. McKay Michael Burley. Graydon Patrick Shan. Luke Michael DeQuillo. Felix Grimberg. Nicholas Anthony Vaccaro. Matthew Aubrey Hayward. Sean Leanna. Tanner David Sachs. Robert John Elbers. Calvin Curtis Stewart. Tegan Conway Burnham. Bridget Claire DeHaan. Brianna Lynn Becker. Robert Daniel Tarson III. Dylan J. Robinson. Brandon M. Hart. Brian Mahoney. Nathaniel Brown. Alexander M. Taverner. Adam Anthony Liebold. Brooke Julia Zeller. Patrick Michael Carmus. Christopher Michael Lavin. Kurt Lewis Moore. Andrew David Moore. Connor James Donahue. Jacob Carlton Carey. Joshua M. Camp. Thomas A. Brindisi III. Caleb Michael Voorhees. Zachary T. Sizing. Harrison Daniel Quick. Eric Joseph Bergqvist. Mark H. Eulig. Samuel Patrick Croves. Abigail Elaine Grenison. Madison T. Cather. Miranda Lee Turner. Alexander C. Williams. Nicholas Kuhn. Benjamin Robert Boomhover. William James Coleman. Jeremy Wendell Barber. Benjamin Lewis Knopf. Rory S. Cochran.
Ashley Morgan Anderson. Paige Elizabeth Spittler. Taylor Elizabeth Collins. Taylor Quick. Marissa Irene Vasilio. Casey Elizabeth Shannon. Lynette Smith. Matthew Robert Milne. Colin Kobacheski. Michael Francis Norse. Brendan Joseph Brady. Brett Cosmo Amaza. Alexander Douglas Webb. Robert Sorrentino. Donald Michael Dupree. Brad William Hill. Thomas Ian Pickett. Travis James Davey. Benjamin Tucker Dalpe. Brett Daniel Gervais. Grant Dylan Garreau. Terrence Amoroso. Kelly Summers. Tycho Kasperi Karasulinian. Jonah Michael Bauer. Joshua Edward Fontana. Anthony Evan Taro. Christian James Sneller. Hunter James Secor. Abigail L. Fleming. Logan Jefferson Adams. Hirzo Negron. Christopher Allen Morrissey. Sean McKenna. Christian Emerson. Leonard Kaplan III. Robert Edward Jones. Ashley Christina Seidel. Joseph Richard Frisora III. Matthew Joseph Fabrizio. Daniel James Alice. Mackenzie Lane. Timothy William Kilmer Jr. Emily Ann Sullivan. Robert Scott Milne. Nitin Prakash Sabnani. Sean T. Blanchard. Brian Daniel Young. Thomas Christopher Smith. Anna Nicole Guinta. Fiona Lau. Natalie Aragi Mahigo. Flynn Liam Genadio Allen. Michael Bowes. Kevin Samuel Owens. Kenneth Dwayne Galbraith III. Connor James Bell. Gregory Ray McCullen Jr. Nicholas John Rogers. Michael Brian Garamoni. Ian Robert Spur. Caitlin V. Burke. Rex Anthony Iazzo. Charles Lomino III. Corey James Mount Williams. Nathaniel James Depper. Shane Patrick Joseph Poulin. Stephen Robert Roll. Janelle S. Whitman. Kelsey Anderson Edge.
Bradley A. Malmberg. Logan David Ellis. Michael Joseph Paluzzi. Cameron J. Pryor. Rachel Marie Barclay. Nicholas Scott Peltier. Lorenzo James Donato Servideo. Daniel Paul Mako. Thomas Leonard Slosky. Colin Anthony Rooney. Joseph Adam Harem. Michael Ryan Hanley. Gary Colin Hanley. Jared Gerard Lapierre. Cameron John Colon. Tyler Thomas Fallon. Camille Elizabeth Marshall, Regina Shie Chan, Sophie Beth Werpel, Emily Ann Rogers, Matthew James Schoenlink, Jacob David Jacques, Nicholas Stephen White, Brandon Michael Dolan, Cody M. Sargent, Owen B. Barden, Jerry Dong, Naveen Sabini, Jared Spence Donaldson, Joshua Robert Valentine, Jack Rooney Lavin, Justin Matthew Packard, Derek John Nagasaki, Scott Thomas Avery, Jevin Michael Benson, Joshua Grant Geary, Hanson Joe, Jackson Garrett DeMyers, Tyler Joseph Manquim, Michael Ray Summers, Kevin William Campbell, Stephen Edward Gable, Cameron Nicholas Bourbeau, Alexander James Holoduke, Joshua David Wilkes, Joshua J. Lopez, Kyle Shane O'Grady, Liam Drennan, Alan Fang, Joshua Paul Sayafi, Colby J. Gilbert, Jacqueline Louise Tulip, Madeline Ellen McCarthy, Jessica Catherine Canizo, Catherine Bryn Martin, Monica Schleicher, Fred Heel Allen Tracy, Raj M. Cohan, Dennis Michael Doctel, Alan C. Disbro, Kevin Joseph Egan, Ryan William Snow, Kyle Patrick Tobin, Michael Joseph Palumbo, Oliver Douglas Johnson, Kevin John Daniszewski, Daniel Peter Angelari, Travis Levi Decker, Brian Daniel Guntharp, Madison Elizabeth Ranslow, Patrick Perry, Samuel Thomas Berry, Matthew Tyler Coelho, Charles Terry Porch III, Emma McLatchy. Hebron Yam. Patrick James Radka. Dominic Joseph Trotty. Ryan Andrew Hess. George E. Pickering. Connor Patrick Feathers. Danielle Elizabeth Rigola. Joshua Lazarus Hall.
Jesse Maximilian King. Daniel M. Burns. Kajol Krishna Charasaya. Sarah Kelly Bingham. Brianna Renee Johnson. Daniel M. Tierney. Lisa Marie Isero. Jacob Daniel Erdman. Brian P. Charzan. Peter Michael Mallory. James Paul Brusca. Ethan Carter Katz. Trevor Nathan Thomas. Matthew Peter McGuffey. Timothy Christian Martin. Elizabeth Ann Mealy. Robert Dean Bent, Jr. Michael John Sarkisian. Nathaniel Jeffrey Hahn. Joshua Richard Costo. Paul J. Moore. Derek Richard Weddick. Devin Brooke Perry. Megan L. Collier. Joel E. Hargrave. Christine Marie Goll. Gabrielle Ann Pirano. Matthew John Corsello. Chandler Nicholas Miller. Timothy M. Havens, Jr. Austin G. Koning. William Edward Duckworth. Aiden Frederick Frank. Matthew G. D'Agostino. Thomas John Nuttall. Thomas John Richings. Ryan Michael Keating. Stephen Thomas Cardiff. Jordan Michael Kidd. Nicholas Lawrence Cruz. Caitlin Marie Harrison. Margaret C. Kennelly. Christina A. Tricromi. Elisa Rose Bush. Samuel Charles Hoover. Neil A. Van Stralen. Everett Allen Hall. Thomas James Kuchar. Allison Nicole Stewart. Lauren Alyssa McKean. Tara Michelle Siegel. Adalakshmi Balasubramanian. Catherine Waters. Jesse Robert Height. Michael Bruce Knapp. Rebecca Simone Baumel. Nathaniel Quinn Zakreski. Yuel Ben Avram. Dia Das. Christian DeMarco. Michael Devereaux Shaw. Sebastian Cyrus Vecchi. James Edward Nodder. Bradley Scott Alexander. Ian Thomas Gooding. Lucas Anthony Cavallo. Colin Douglas Wadsworth. Dennis Allen Mooney. Nicholas Ross Cinquanti. Kevin Carlin. Brian William Warner. Bryce Adam Bruder.
I'll try.
Craig Adam Price. Austin Christopher Bach. Nicholas John Lawless. Ian P. Hetherington. Angela DePaul. Zachary J. Murray. Austin Mark Facto. Zachary Allen Merriam.
James Joy Watkins II. Russell William Bierley. Lawrence Carey Rosa. Michaela J. Charlo. Jacqueline M. Duba. Alexander A. Cook. Maya Migliozzi. Ryan S. Marchbanks. Carrie Mooseman. Joseph A. Holden. Brendan John Smith. Dominic Joseph Lombardo III. Christopher L. Kudlachek. Alex Edward Fuller. Daniel Terrence Fuller. Jennifer Yingfan Gao. Deja Alexis Robinson. Juliet Elizabeth Clarkson. Sarah Rochelle Kellogg. Danielle Lynn Andriozzi. Julia C. Kahn. Donna Mae Colbert. Jonathan Jerome Brassard. Nicole J. Gador, Don William Leonard Pellegrino, Reina Dumaris Beltran, Patrick Michael Lacombe, Kyle R. Hardesty, Dalton R. Maury, Zachary Scott Page, Kyle Joseph Phillips, Grayson Richard Skimmerhorn, Garrett J. Dean, Alexander Watson Lamb, Adua Abzud Zaid, Mohammed Alabari, Dominic Anthony Peterson, Lenoy Carter, Javar Oliver Carter, Josie C. Lydek, Matthew Ian Michaels, Nicholas James Panatinto, Joshua Christopher Blau, Warren Peter Robinson, Benjamin Paul Lowett, Sean Robert Leach, Zachary William Irwin, Robert Ethan Cameron, Muhammad Allah Ba, Chrissy Jaylyn Gevertson, Matthew Lawrence Brancato, Nicholas Liam Mikowski, Robert William Sanchez, Mark J. Goyette, Matthew D. Wakeman, Catherine Ann Clappin, Adam Lewis Sherwin, Christopher W. Burns Jr., Connor J. Smith, Nikos Miostid, Paul Francis Bracey, Summer Ann Page Jimenez, Gary Tyler Dorn, Kendall Nicole Lazarus, Christopher J. Bankaitis, Desmond Horowitz, Mark Allen Tompkins, Michael Salvatore DeSantis, Brooks R. Nagel, Benjamin Tracy Marsden, Eric Michael Danzer, Jordan Nathaniel Davis, Jonathan A. Tuhill, Gregory Ryan Spicer, Anthony Angelina, Peter James Vargo, Nicholas A. Destani, Andrew Zonetti, Herbert Stanley Jones IV, Nathan Joseph Hartman, Brandon Michael Rossello,
Xingting Xu, Lingling Yao, Shularn Deng, Umar Lee, Karishma Surijnath, Filomeno Yebo, Anna Janica Cooperis, Brendan Elliott Moneypenny Hall, John Carl Hadinsky, Charles Samuel Wright, Joshua Michael Coughlin, Adele Kaitizovich, Joseph B. Gerard, Jonathan Eskew, Reed Joel Martin, Emily A. Browning, Gabriel Scott Tucker, Christopher Lawson Sutton, Brennan M. Buck, James Thomas Roy, Madeline Louise Pierce, Andreas Isaiah Colon, Joshua Edmund Schilling, John Guzman Gonzalez, Michael Anthony Adams Jr., Wyatt James Wolfe,
Congratulations, graduates. Please rise so we can recognize you. So please all remain standing as we sing the Alma Mater. The words are on the back of your program. The Alma Mater will be sung by our campus a cappella group, the Golden Notes, accompanied by the Potsdam Brass Quintet. One more congratulations. Let's go Tech, and it's back to Chair Spence.
Please be seated. Close, close. So, thank you. On behalf of the Clarkson University Board of Trustees, I congratulate the class of 2018. We'll now prepare to recess. And since it's a beautiful day, we're going to recess outside. So I ask the audience to please remain seated until the graduates have recessed out of the arena. I now hereby declare the 2018 spring commencement ceremonies and university convocation closed. To all the graduates, good luck and Godspeed.